If you ever wondered what the bottom side of a Toyota bed looked like from 89 to 95, now you know. We gotta get all this cut away. And stripped down, and fender liner's gone, and she's a bone stock bed. So why not start right here in the beginning, right? We're trying a different view. Did you know GoPros have settings? I never mess with mine. I turn it on, I leave it, I forget it. But I'm trying to make the channel better. I will start experimenting with different settings and different features to make the channel more entertaining for you. How obnoxious is that? So, that being said though, I'm gonna get a little bit more in depth at this bed. I haven't totally made up my mind. I think I have a game plan of where this thing's gonna head, but either way, worst case scenario, we know how it's gonna end up on a body truck. So we're gonna start disassembling all this. I'm gonna attempt to cut the floor out and raise it as if it was gonna clear a notch and maintain as much as the stock floor as possible. And you guys can come along for the ride. So if anybody wants to try this at home, you can see what works, where I went wrong, what you can do to correct before you go ruining these beds that are getting harder and harder to find. So let's get into it. Toyota mud flap. That's gotta come off too. That's gotta come off too. If you've ever followed your buddy with his mini truck down the road and you've seen his bedside shake, you can see just how easily all this stuff starts to move once you start disconnecting things. This is all that holds this bedside in, is this bracing and hardware right here. So when you accidentally hit your friend's trailer and drag it down the side, that's why they cave in so easy. There's nothing back there. I'll get you a better look at this side. Yeah, this bracing right here, that bed brace to floor brace, this floor to bed brace, right? You start taking this stuff off and you don't replace this structure, and this stuff just look how flimsy that is. All right, enough chatter. Back to disassembly. All right, so originally you can see those white lines. I was just gonna chop her all up and keep that intact. But then I decided, you know what? Let's try and stock floor this thing. Let's try and keep that cool look. So instead, what we're gonna do is cut, like you've probably seen other guys do. Just imagine, if you will, right underneath that bed rail, right above that tub. We're gonna take that cut to the side and make a nice incision from the front to the back on both sides. Some good video editing will make a cool like graphic with my finger and sound effects. Right along there. We don't need to cut the front of this because on Toyotas these unbolt. Sorry Nissan guys, but I know Toyotas and I think Mazdas, I think these unbolt. Back here, you saw that bracing that was underneath. So we're gonna cut somewhere in here so we don't have to mess with that. And we're gonna cut the wheel tubs out because they will be in the way. We're gonna raise the whole floor up to where she needs to be to clear the notch. And then, don't mind that, don't mind that, don't mind that. And then we're gonna take these brand new tubs and probably put those in and or reuse that much of those. I don't know. We might just use these to keep the stock look. I don't know. Comment below what you think. Of course, this might be done by then. We'll see. Let's keep chopping. Listen, I'll try and credit whoever's Minecraft YouTube channel is playing in the background, alright? But we decided we were going to take a little break. Go out and check out the storm. We got a storm blowing in. Probably the last of the monsoon season here in Arizona. So why not hop in the old Jeep, the old Turpack family truckster, and head on out and see some of this crazy storm blowing in. I don't think we're gonna see any road runners this way. What? follow the rainbow. Just needed a little bit of momentum. Huh? A little bit of momentum. That's a big rainbow, baby girl. Okay, I've been coming to this spot a long freaking time. And I've never managed to see this ever. Not with my other Jeep. I'd have loved to have caught that rainbow with my other Jeep. Love this Jeep. Love this Jeep. Man, did I have some memories with the other Jeep. That's incredible. Look at that. What are the odds? That's gotta be once in a lifetime, right? I mean, that's incredible. I'm sure you have questions, right? One, like, why is this not cut yet? Two, why are we working in the garage? Well, the answer to both of those is really simple. One, I've changed my mind again. I'm just gonna cut it up. We're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna hack it. I don't care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm gonna get this bed on. I changed my mind yet again. I'm not gonna cut all the way around the sides. I'm gonna cut where the white lines are. So be it. That's life. And two, we're working here because I haven't moved all the tools over to the new place yet. Nobody likes moving. And it's not any easier in Arizona in September. Pants and long sleeves. Well, 3/4 sleeves. Could mean only one thing. It's time to chop this bed up. Right on those white lines. With all this solid bracing, I'm sure it won't go anywhere. I figure throughout this process, we'll keep track of how many cutoff wheels we use. That's my favorite tool in the world. I'm pretty good with it. So now if we just keep doing that, it's just gonna be a lot of time lapse and fast forwarding, and I mean, what's the point? There's lots of other channels that do that. Go watch those guys. Sparks fly, bottom falls out, we got a big hole. I'll get you to that part. I'll get you to the part where we got a big hole. Oh yeah, I turned you guys back on for one more thing. These guys. Not only does it burn all your old man ear hair, that's hard to say, but like this stuff's loud, dude, and I'm already deaf, so you're pro. All right, let's get you up close and on the action. I just said the hell with it and cut straight up here again and straight across. Tired of overthinking this thing. It's just a bed. Before I make this cut here, there's still bracing underneath, so I'm gonna take that header off up front. I'm gonna unbolt this temporarily. I'm gonna make this cut right here. That's where the drive shaft comes through. I'm gonna try and leave these little, because there's actually structure under here. So I'm gonna try and leave that, because what's it hurting? And this side's already cut up, cut across. You can see, I even second guessed myself. I started cutting that way and I was like, why bother? It'll be easier for me with the limited tools that I have to patch it back in square than it will be round. And since it's getting wheel tubs or something anyways, what does it matter? So we basically just have to get this carcass out of here. So let's unbolt this. Let's get this front cut first. All right, so on the front side of this bed, you can see that it unbolts. This is what I was talking about. So if you pull all those bolts out, right? 3 along the side, all these along the bottom, and these 3, this whole header panel will unbolt. These were really tight from the factory. So if you're wondering, movie magic wise, how this little cheap Craftsman is busting them off, it's because I already broke them loose with this. Sorry. Yeah, I just figured that'd be easier to get in here and cut on the dotted line while then we could put some structure back in while we go and cut the backside. Also, this is not movie magic. Still the same blade. Let's see how we keep going. Tips for using this? Sure, I'll give you some tips. I've probably said it before, but if you're new to the channel and you don't know, don't force the blade. Don't force your tools. Like, even if it's a drill, don't lean into that thing. Let the drill bit do the work. Let the blade do the work. Just put it there. Have enough pressure where you're controlling the tool and it's not going to kill you. But don't be jamming it in there and forcing it and causing stuff to break and blow up in your face. That's why I don't have a full face shield on. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me now that I said it out loud. But you know, it is what it is. Now, I'm not saying this is always true, okay? There are times when absolutely spending up to get some good quality tools will make the difference between an easy job and a hard job. And in my case, I had like a 20-year-old Milwaukee that still had a cord, and I finally stepped up and bought this Harbor Freight thing. And you can clown all you want, right? Like, it's a Harbor Freight, but I'm gonna tell you what, like, I've been super impressed with this thing, and even their blades. Their blades are such a savings over what I was spending on the DeWalt. And what's the other blue blade? The expensive, the Lennox. Whoa, the Lennox is like takeout alone nowadays. These are pretty good bang for the buck. So if you don't have a lot of coin, I highly recommend going to Harbor Freight, buying one of these guys for like $59. You can probably get it cheaper with a coupon, or if you shop the clearance section. The battery lasts really long uncharged. I keep it in my tool bag for my impact when I take road trips, and it holds a charge pretty good. So I'm gonna use this now, and we're just gonna cut through those braces. Yeah, you can see, like butter, man. I wanted to give you guys a close-up of just how flimsy this stuff starts to get when you start cutting that inner structure. Had I not planned on putting this header back in right here, right now, I would have wanted to weld some more bracing. You can see where I even ground for it here across from side to side. Weld yourself an X, weld yourself to the floor. Hey, you can never have enough bracing, right? I took the tailgate off back there, so I wanted to keep those sides from opening up on me, right? So I still welded that bar in there. But I knew my whole plan was to put this header back in. That header will help keep this front section together. So let's get that back in now. Something else that a lot of people don't pay attention to, and I know the way you just saw me hack that bed up, you probably think I'm not very detail oriented, and you know, there may be a case for that. But one of the things that I like to do now that we're getting close to that, like everything is gonna be body and paint soon, can you see like where they painted this from the factory? It's blue and it leaves that bare primer underneath. That's awesome. That's a great indicator that when you go to put this back together, you're lining things up correctly. Because now that these sides and everything are all loose, there's a lot of room for movement here. So you can use those as a guide. You can use that paint missing as a guide to make sure you're getting this panel back as close to possible as where it once was from the factory, right? And you can just jiggle it a little bit if you have to get those things to line back up. I know you just want to grab that impact or that cordless and power them down, and that's fine, but when you're taking this all apart and you're now making this a loose Lego piece set and you gotta weld it, you'll see a lot of trucks that shows. The bed sides, the gaps don't match up, that stuff drives me crazy personally, and a lot of that can be curbed and stopped right here by just taking the time to line things. Your paint and body guy will thank you, trust me, because and your wallet will be a lot heavier at the end of the day because he's not going to have to undo your work. He's not going to have to charge you billable hours to come back and take this all apart, cut your welds loose, whatever you may have done incorrectly to get your panels to line up again. So take your time. You know, these little tips like that, man, they can go a long way towards money in the bank that you can buy on cool wheels. This side, if you look at this side, you can see what a great spaghetti mess this is I'm talking about. Look how much room there is for, like, this doesn't even line up because we've taken this apart. So yeah, you gotta get in there and finagle it and get your stuff to line back up. I don't know if we cut that side. Did we cut that side? I might have to run a blade through there. Let's run a blade through there. Get the most out of those blades. They're expensive. All right, let's move on to the back. For anyone keeping track, we're still on the same blade. I swear we're still on the blade. I swear, we should have counted these. We should have counted these. Where are we at? We've got 1, 2, let's not count that little guy. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, you guys are just gonna have to take my word for it that there was 8 there. 9 counting that one. So far, we've used that much of the blade. By not forcing it, by cutting the right way and taking our time. All right, here we go. Walk with me, walk with me. Up the sides. We did this cut like this because we got a gas tank there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to run the Sawzall through that. But we did the whole sheet metal cut. The whole sheet metal cut. With that guy right there. And that's it's good old Harbor Freight, man. No, wait, no. I ordered these off Amazon. I'll put the link in description. I'll put the link in description for these blades. These are great, man, I'm telling you. Goodbye, too. Okay. We should be close. There's probably some little stragglers here and there. Maybe some bracing we missed. But we should be close. You can see like a little bit there. We've got a trim. Man, I tell you what, best advice I can give anyone is clean, clean, clean. Clean while you go. Especially in small spaces, man. You get your knees down on there. Woo! You put a truck back in, run that shit over. Get a flat ski. No good, man. I think they take points away for trophies if you have plugs in your sidewalls. Don't act like you've never plugged your sidewalls from dragging them through the bedsides. Just don't act like that's not you. We know you did that. Might still have something holding right here. I think that's it. You know, I chose to go that way because those rockers are probably going to get drug anyways. So, you know, mess them up here, mess them up on the streets. Quite the big hole. Gotta get all this chopped out the way. These things always hit your tires. Better to cut it now. Get some bracing back in here and see how we did. Don't think this might have to get out of here. I got a battery. This might have to go. But otherwise, not bad. Not bad. We can make it work. I know you're all wondering, how'd we do? Same blade! Same blade. Same worn out blades. I promise you, look, what'd we count? What'd we count before? We never even had to use those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I promise you. That's all we used to make that big hole in my messy garage. And we already swept and cleaned up. Because cleanliness is next to mini truckerness. Put that on a shirt. Okay, file this one under the category of things I know now that I didn't know then. All right? There isn't a mini truck on the planet, or mini trucker for that matter, or a guy who's owned a mini truck, who hasn't come in here with the cutoff wheel and cut all this stuff off. Don't cut all this stuff off yet until you have a plan of attack to reinforce it. Because chances are, the more you take out of this, the more wobbly these sides want to get. I mean, there is nothing keeping this thing from, you know, moving now. And this is just going to weaken it even more. Oh man, I actually nicked the bedside. That sucks. Oh, that could have been bad. Could have been bad. Actually did hit the bedside. Ay, ay, ay. All right, so we had to come in here and trim all this bracing out flat in order for this plan to work. We're gonna see if it works. Make a little bit more clearance for the battery trays. That's right, I said trays. We still have one more to add. Get rid of the gas door, of course. But this way at least, maybe this doubled up metal and stuff, maybe that'll keep a little bit extra strength and rigidity. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Okay, the bed is on, as you clearly can see. We've got some straps, right, holding it in place. Got it spaced out where we like it. If you take a good look, you can see where the body mounts actually need to be. So that's our next order of business, is getting some structure and some bolts in this stuff. Yeah, but not bad. Not bad at all.